My name is Jürgen Steinmetz from eTogo News. I'm joining you from beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii. And we have two very special ladies on joining us as well. And one has an incredible story to tell. I think both of them do. One is my good friend, Francois Kamel from Cameroon. We know each other for God knows too many years to be true. She is not in Cameroon. She's actually stranded in Washington, D.C., and will tell us an incredible story how she got there and how much she wanted to go home and is unable to do this. Helping her is Marcia, and I hope, did I pronounce this right now?
Marikar.
Marikar, I'm so sorry. We had this discussion before. Marikar, Marikar is also in Washington, D.C. She is the brand ambassador for the World Federation of Tourist Guides of the World Federation of Tourist Guides Association. And selflessly, she has been helping Francois to go through these times. She's joining us, I guess, from her resident. And welcome everyone. And also, she is originally from the Philippines. Mabuhay.
Mabuhay. Thank you for having us.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. And I wonder, maybe Francois, we had featured you just about a week ago when it was 5 a.m. your time, and you're probably the only passenger at Frankfurt International Airport, Fraport in Germany, at 5 a.m. in the morning, unable to enter the country, so you could proceed on to Paris to actually catch a flight home. Because of restrictions, from what I understand, United Airlines accepted you as a passenger and booked you in Newark, New Jersey, to fly you to Frankfurt, and then you were supposed to go on Lufthansa to Paris. And when you got to Germany, that was the end of the journey because of new border regulations. You weren't able to enter my native Germany. And I know I tried to help and actually talk to the immigration officer, who was very nice, at least on the phone. And he said he would love to help you. But he told me, not even if you're from France right now and you don't have a resident in France, or you're from another country, you could enter Germany. It is, the time have really changed. So what happened, I think a day later, after you, I don't know, were up for God knows how many hours, you were on your flight back to the United States. But you can tell us this story. So it's all yours. The floor is yours, Francois. So tell me what happened.
I think the story was clear in the former interview I got with you, but I can restart it again.
Yeah, because we have many listeners. They don't know your story.
I left my country at the beginning of March to attend ITB in Berlin because there was a meeting scheduled beside the ETB with African Tourist Board to discuss about Corona crisis. It was just at the beginning, because when I left my country, there was no case of Corona. But one day before I left, I received a message from you that ETB was cancelled, but I was already on my way. So I arrived in Berlin. You were in Düsseldorf.
Right, I was, yes.
Expecting things to change, but nothing changed, and I continue my trip to United States.
Yeah, we were actually supportive. If I can interrupt you, you know, I'm also involved in the African Tourism Board, and we arranged a meeting with African Tourism Board, with PATA, and with Safer Tourism. Dr. Peter Tarlow was supposed to be there at the Grand Hyatt Hotel in Berlin, and you came all the way from Cameroon to attend this meeting, and we were supposed to discuss COVID and the situation, how this could at that time possibly reflect travel and tourism, fully thinking ITB was still operating. And I myself got on the flight from Honolulu. I was already in Germany, as you said, but your journey became quite different. You left Germany, and what happened?
I left Germany. I continued to United States. I want to notice that I've got a scholarship from International Olympic Committee to graduate on sport management. So I am almost at the end, and my trip to United States was to meet with one or two federations. And I was also invited by Baseball Federation of Trinidad and Tobago. I went to I flew to United States. I spent the time. I was supposed to leave from United States to Trinidad around 11, and around that date there was close up in United States, and the schedule to Trinidad canceled also because of the situation. I called the airline, United Airlines, which transport me to United States from Paris to New York. They say the situation is critical. It's even out of control of the government, but they are trying to get in touch to see how things will, to make the follow-up, and they should keep me online. A few days later, they called me and suggest 28 March 28 flights to me. I say, okay, because I have no choice. And then they call me back and suggest April 4. And I also called Brussels Airlines, which was supposed to take me from Paris to Cameroon, to change my flight. They say it's the same thing on that side, but they are dealing with the government to transport some citizens from France to Cameroonian citizens from France to Cameroon. But they don't really know the dates. That's because it will depend of air clearance they will receive. While waiting, they put me on 21st, April 21st, flight from Paris to Cameroon. So leaving United States on 4th were supposed to give me enough time in France to quarantine and then take my flight to Cameroon. That was the good idea and the better one for me.
Right.
When I arrived at the airport to take the flight, the initial flight they suggest to me via Montreal, they say, oh, there is Lufthansa, we can taking some German people back to Germany, we can put you on that flight. So you take the connection in Frankfurt to Paris. I say, why not? I am used to take the connection to take Lufthansa. Last time I take, when I fly to Japan, it was with Lufthansa. I take Lufthansa from Paris. I change the flight in Frankfurt and then to Japan. I didn't think there will be any problem. I take that flight, and when we land in Frankfurt, I asked the gate, my boarding gate. They say I will go through the security immigration. I went to the immigration. They say, the immigration officer asked me, you don't know that all the airports are closed? I say, I don't know. They check my papers before I board. We can put you on that flight. So you take the connection.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they check all my papers, my passport, my European visa, Schengen visa delivered by French embassy. Because you know, Schengen visa could be delivered by German, France, or Belgium.
Right.
So mine is delivered by France because I have a footstep in France. I tell them that I am transiting via France. I showed them my train ticket because my train ticket was paid from Paris to the city I was supposed to confine in France. One night hotel was paid in Paris to be confined inside the airport. I wasn't supposed to leave the Charles de Gaulle airport to the city. Just from the airport, I was supposed to go to take the lift to go down and to continue to the hotel, an airport hotel. And then in the morning, I go from inside the airport taking TGV to the city where I was supposed to be confined. And that was the better solution for me because while confined, the next thing to do for me was to call my embassy and say, okay, I am here, this is my contact. And then if there is any change, they know where to contact me. And there were enough days of confinement for me because arriving on the April 6th and to through April 21st, it was enough for me to be confined and to get back to my country. I didn't really understand. And then I get in touch with you with this interview. I slept in the airport, empty airport. Everything was closed at the airport. My family was worried, but there was nothing to do. You talk to the immigration officer, as you say, he answered that his hands are tied. We called our embassy in France. It was Sunday. The embassy talked to the immigration that they are also working on a plane to carry Cameroonian from France to Cameroon. That will be around 21st of April. And then they asked him to send a letter, a formal letter, to confirm it. He sent it and he copied it to me. I showed them, and I also showed them one of my invoice to show them that I have where to confine in France with electricity invoice, tax invoice. I give them, they scan it. They went to the supervisor and they didn't bring back a solution. That is how I spent the night at the airport.
And that must have been awful. I remember some of the pictures you went around with your phone, and the airport was pretty much deserted, right? It almost looked like they're the only passenger at 5 a.m. at Frankfurt International Airport. Did you have a chance to go? Were there restaurants open or shops? Did you eat anything in the 24 hours you spent in Germany?
Everything was closed. I just remember I asked a glass of water. They bring me a glass of water. I was so stressed, I couldn't drink it. Before I talked to you, I couldn't drink the glass of water. And my warning also was, as every border are closed, only citizens getting back home are traveling. How can I get back to US? I am already out. I am not US citizen. I was worrying what will happen. When you ask me to find something to eat, I think my concern was to know what will happen. Luckily, when they come and take me to the board, to board on the plane, it was the United States Embassy in Frankfurt who came to the airport to give me the clearance to get back to the United States. And he also sent, I think he sent a message to the immigration of Newark to easy things for me and to let me in till I get solution of my problem.
So when you then of course did you get some sleep on the flight? Because I was really worried about it when I talked to you. You were so tired, obviously.
Yes, you know, when you are in such situation, you don't know the future. You know, it's like COVID. Nobody knows when it will end. People just start giving statistic according to what is happening on ground, in the cities, and every day is a new day with new statistic. I
And
think,
and
yes.
obviously, you know, you have been fortunate in a lot of ways. Of course, you're a tourism professional. I mean, you're a celebrity in tourism because you've been in this business so long. You have represented your country, Cameroon, in a lot of different ways. Maybe you can give us some background what your connection is to the travel and tourism industry over the years. So you're a seasoned traveler. You're not someone who is on a one-time trip and all of a sudden get stranded, what would be maybe 100 times worse, as someone like you who knows how to travel the world. What's your history? What is your background?
Of traveling.
Not traveling, but also you've been in Cameroon. I know you, I think way back you were with the Ministry of Tourism, and maybe you can tell us a little bit.
I have traveling around all the continents. Because I was selected by my country for a scholarship program. You remember putting in place with UNWT and Themis Foundation and Quebec University.
Right.
And I end this program by receiving a certification as tourism expert and in tourism policy and strategy with Mr. Francois Bédard. He was my master of study at the University of Quebec. I study also sport management because I have been the president of Cameroon Baseball, vice president of Cameroon Baseball and Softball Confederation, then treasurer of African Baseball and Softball Confederation, then deputy executive director of African Baseball and Softball Confederation, and executive director after the Passover of the Nigerian who was executive director. So those responsibilities make me travel all around the world.
And I didn't know, interesting, baseball. Baseball, is that a big sport in Cameroon? I didn't know that.
Yes, we play baseball in Cameroon. It's an international sport. And you remember there was a conference, a joint conference between UNWTO and International Olympic Committee in Barcelona to show how sport and tourism, how sports events can boost tourism. And I still remember the speech of the Prince of Monaco, who explained to people how automobile rally make Monaco the most one of the big the higher level of tourism in Europe because of automobile rally.
Wow, yeah, this was some time ago, and you've been involved in all of this.
Yeah, those experiences enabled me to face what when I was facing. Even now, I am not at the end of my experience of this COVID, because I don't know what will happen tomorrow, what will be tomorrow. But a simple passenger or a first experienced passenger, it would have been more difficult.
Yes, and now when you, and I can very much see this, and also the way you have never panicked. You're always very calm, even though you must be under an enormous amount of stress. And you had some help, and we have actually the
yes,
lady who helped you.
I was happy. I could talk to you. I could talk to some friends. My family was follow, but we try our best. I think even this interview has helped also.
Now, when you got to Newark, you said you were able to enter the United States without any big problems when you arrived?
No. In Newark, it was. I can hold the opportunity to thanks. America is a great country. I always think about human rights. People say French is the country of human rights, but I think what the American did, the American embassy did, was humanitarian.
Right.
When I get back to Newark, they took me in an office and assist me like psychological exchange with me just to make me cool down and extend my visa to September and say that could be a long way because everyone say situation is out of control. So it is difficult.
And I know. And when you arrived in New York, you were first at a hotel, I think a Marriott hotel, or
they take me at Fairfield Hotel inside the airport in Newark and say I should not go in New York because New York is very sensitive in this time.
Right.
They took me in the airport hotel, Fairfield Hotel, and the next day I received a car to drive me to Washington at the Days Inn Hotel. And yesterday, after 2 nights there, I was trying to have back my memory. The hotel say, okay, you should move because we are closing down. It is the government decision.
Right.
So I have to pack my luggage again and to be transferred in Holiday Inn Central. And I have also lucky to get the call from Marika.
Yes, Marika, I think, has been a great help.
Marika is, when you are in this situation, you have someone to talk to. This is a tourist guide solidarity. The benefit to be a member of a big touristic family. I was in Frankfurt. I talked to you. When I started talk to you, you see my eyes was like they put salt inside. But when I started talk to you and I see what everyone was doing to help, it was very, very, very helpful for my health.
Right, and I can see this, and this is so important because you don't want to be alone in this situation, even though we're supposed to keep the distance. So we cannot give you a hug or something, but we can hug you through the phone and say, no. How did you meet Asia then, and how did you guys get involved? Maybe you can.
What do you say?
How did you meet Marcia in Washington? How did you?
Marika.
Marika, I'm so sorry. I'm going to put it on my forehead. Marika.
I exchanged yesterday. I talked with Marika all the afternoon. It was very, very helpful for me. She exchanged with me. We talked about tourism, about what she do here, how it works. It was very, very nice to exchange. Even if we cannot see each other, she is also confined.
Right. So, Mark, tell me a little bit about you. You are, from what I understand, you're the global brand ambassador of the World Federation of Tourist Guides, of the World Federation of Tourist Guide Association.
Yes.
And you're from the Philippines originally, and you live on Embassy Row in Washington, D.C.
That's correct. Yeah. Thank you. I belong to the WFTGA, World Federation of Tourist Guides Association, which has about 110 member countries. Now, we have different regions and areas, and one of the regions that is handling Central Africa, Daniel, alerted me that there was a guide that belonged to his association in Cameroon that was stranded. Either in, I wasn't sure in the beginning, was it New York? And he told me, he just gave me the telephone number and the WhatsApp number, and he said, you know, is there a way I could connect with the guide? And so all I had was the numbers and a name, and that's it. So I realized, because of the area code, that it was located in Washington. So it was very, I was lucky that it was here and I could reach out to her quickly, effectively. And that's what we did yesterday. We called her, and she was able to connect with us and told us about the change of hotel, that the Days Inn was closing, that she was moving to another hotel today, Saturday. So today I was able to call her and ask, is there anything I can do to help you? And she's trying to connect with the French embassy also. And, you know, we're trying to, I called the French embassy today, and they have a recording that says, you know, in cases of emergency, you need to call this number, and I asked her to do that so that she can talk to someone and find out what can she do moving forward. So, but in the meantime, as tourist guides, you know, we are here to be compassionate, to offer support, to offer a helping hand where we can, because someday I might be stranded someplace too, and would be so nice to have somebody in the tourist guide family to help us out. So it's just part of our humanity and compassion to one another, because we are peace ambassadors. And that's what we want to bring into this world today. In all its darkness, we want to bring peace with each other, with our country, with our cities. And, you know, that's the message, a message of hope, especially that we're entering into Easter. And, you know, just that it's so beautiful. There is a light somewhere at the end of a tunnel that's coming to us. Even in these very grim circumstances, that tourism is down, we have lost all our jobs as tourist guides. We know that we're going to recover somewhere, and that's where we are right now. So it's amazing how this story, you know, thanks to you, is breaking all over, and I'd like to share this with all my colleagues around the world.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a technical issue here. Let me, I hear you now in an echo coming in on Facebook, so I don't know if you hear this. If you don't hear this, I guess we can move on.
I hear it.
You can hear the echo, or you're okay?
No, I hear it clear. No echo.
Okay, very, very well. So I think it's really it's a very interesting situation, and what is next is still in the air. What is your hope, Francois? What do you want to have? How do you expect things are turning out, and what is on your wish list?
Since I tried to contact my embassy, nobody answered. I called also another ambassador in our Cameroon ambassador in Africa, if he can connect with his colleague here. They are not nobody is answering the phone. We have an embassy at United Nations in New York. He answered on the phone, but he is also super confined because it's New York. You can understand it. Now the next option for me, like Malika said, we are trying to get in touch with French embassy, with Air France, and we will see between Monday and Tuesday uh, which answer we will get from them, and
Right.
then that will determine the future. If not, what shall I do?
Right.
I also get the phone number of the mailbox of the embassy, the hotline,
Right.
and the focal point of all the Cameroonians who are around and want to get back home. There is an email address. They send it to me from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I send the copy of my passport. I send the copy of my air ticket to them, and I let's wait to Monday and Tuesday to see what will happen. But I send it on that email address, which is the focal state. The embassy in France is already informed, but in term of crisis, sometimes even insurance don't care, because you know airlines companies, they say, okay, if you miss your flight, we can assist you, but except if there is civil war, if there is a exceptional situation like now, so we are abandoned. When you call an airlines, you stand on the phone. Before I left the country for the first time, you call United Airlines, they keep you online 3 hours. So you just have to put the phone to do something else, because they have so many people online.
Right.
It is a very stressful situation. You should have a good phone, a good enough time to wait. I can assure you, the week before I left the country, during 4 days, I was on the phone with Brussels Airlines, with United Airlines. You call. Okay, the answer is you have to wait 3 hours because there are many people online. You put the phone down, you do whatever, you read, you do something, and then if 3 hours after they answer you, they
No,
talk to you, you explain, yes, but you have tomorrow we will start the same exercise with Air France, with the French embassy, with our embassy, and then we don't know till when.
yeah, and it
And
is
everyone is
definitely a very,
yeah,
very difficult situation. I can see this, and hopefully you keep us
everyone
informed.
is confined. Even somebody want to help you, it's not possible. Maybe tomorrow this hotel will close also. And what shall I do?
Right.
I don't
Now,
know.
being go back to myself with your tour, being a tour guide in Washington D.C. This is a very unique situation. Are there other similar situations, or is Francois the only case you're aware of like this?
That's stranded.
Yes.
Stranded. Yeah, I think she's the only one. I mean, we have health issues going around, like our colleagues in New York and DC. Some people are having problems with health.
Right.
So far, no deaths have been reported, at least in the Washington environment. But of course, it's the jobs that are all gone. So that's where we are right now. But health-wise, we are keeping track. We have the Guild of Professional Tour Guides of Washington, D.C. that has collected a lot of data concerning about job losses, revenue loss, and if anybody is sick or has passed away because of COVID, we are tabulating all the data and sharing it with the community.
Okay, so and obviously you don't even know for yourself how this will end and what it will do to your own situation in this profession. And
Yeah,
so we're all hoping and praying, I think this is going to be over soon, so we can halfway get back to a normal life. We're all in the same boat, and we all need to stay connected as much as we can and go through this situation and help each other. And you definitely have really proven that you're going beyond what anyone could expect to do, literally without pay, to help someone stranded in Washington. And that makes that makes you being one of our heroes in the travel industry. Sometimes they're not really pointed out well enough. And thanks for doing what you're doing. And Francois, I wish you really all the best, and we can maybe follow up again and see how this story progresses. But I wish you the best of everything, and aloha from Hawaii. Thanks for participating. And we will also include an article on eTurbo News on this soon, and hopefully have you as a guest on this video webinar again really soon with some really good news, and maybe from Cameroon, right? You never know.
Maybe from Cameroon. Hopefully.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, remember, Francoise, we are here to help you. I'm just a phone call away. Anytime you need help, I'm here. I can assist you, whatever we can do to help you. Okay?
Thank you, Marika. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, guys, and we're here as well. So let's get through this all together.
I am lucky.
Okay, aloha.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye.